Hari Om. Welcome to Marco Yoga, and this is my offering. So we have Cisa today. She's going to be practicing with us. She's taking full advantage of these opportunities so she can be practicing 3 times a week with us. We are all practicing together. We're all interconnected. That's what all these yogis have been saying for millennia. We are all interconnected. Now we have this new medium. So thank you for being here. We're going to work today based on some of your requests. I mean, again, you have requests. You know that when you come to my classes, you can have requests. So anytime that you have a chance, you can contribute by asking a request, anything that you want to work particularly on. Obviously, we have only 1 hour. So let's get into it, right? Again, share with your friends, with your family members, with people that you love, with people that you don't love, perhaps. And so then we can just maintain that sense of freedom. Right? So again, welcome to the class, and let's get into it. So let's stand up in front of your mat, base the big toes touching, your heels slightly apart. And we begin the practice by understanding how to stand up properly, how to find that relationship between effort and grace. So we want to understand that plumb line. We want to make sure that we are bringing the back of your head aligning with your pelvis, your chin level. And we want to make sure that you can broaden your shoulders, and then you can stack your shoulders right over your hips. So that way you are understanding the essence of stability and foundation. Once we achieve that, we relax the soles of your feet, you relax the skin of your face, you relax the portals, eyes, nostrils, mouth, and ears. Once you feel that you are creating that action of relaxation and ease, yes, we're looking for the ease in life. Not an easy life, but the ease in life. Pay attention now to breathing and start to breathe with ease. So we're going to start to open up the breathing. We're going to open up the breath. We're going to open up the body. And we're going to open up your mind. So that way you can be ready for the newness. The newness is there for you. In that realm of potentiality, anything is possible. So bring your palms together in front of your heart, and with that gesture of oneness, that mantra that erases all suffering, Hari Om, bow your head, and then identify then what's on your head, what is the desire of your brain, of your head, of your mind, and what is the desire of your heart. There are different types of energy. One is made out of electrical, the other one made out of magnetic. So let's try to bring coherence into those two energies, and whenever you're ready, lift up your chin, open your eyes, release your hands, and release the breath. And with ease, following the inhale, lift your arms over your head, Urdhva Hastasana to the north. And with ease, Uttanasana, you flex at the hip joints and you feel the ground with your hands and with your feet, even if you need to bend the knees. Inhale halfway up. Now you straighten the legs, you flatten your back, or you're looking for the curvature of your spine. And with an exhale to the ground again. Just relaxing head, shoulders, jaw. Pressing the ground. Inhale, lift up to the sun. Urdhva Hastasana, looking for that plumb line. And exhale, Samastitihi. We're looking for the inner architecture of the frame. Inhale up to the north, looking for that plumb line. And with an exhale, down to earth, and start to find the right flow of energy inside of you. Inhale halfway up. And with your exhale, bring the right foot back. So you place your hands on earth, right foot back. With an inhale, you bring the left foot back and you bring it in line with your left hand. And then forward and halfway down, chaturanga, or you can go all the way to the ground if you want to. Then forward and up. Now straighten your elbows, point with your toes, and then go back to downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So when we practice yoga, we want to make sure that we are looking for that relationship between effort and grace. How can you bring effort? You bring the effort into your legs and your arms because you are relying on them. So the arms and the legs, organs of action, organs of perception, are giving you the essence of stability, right? But then with your hands and with your feet, you can also bring grace. You can relax your hands. You can open up. You can look at your hands and make sure that your hands are happy. Make sure that your feet are happy. Make sure that your face is happy. Listening to the inhales, listening to the exhales, bringing ease and openness into the breathing at the end of the exhale. With an inhale, step forward with the right foot all the way in between the hands. And with your exhale, reach with the left heel to the back, looking for the strength of that left leg. Inhale with ease, step forward, flatten your back. And with an exhale, folding, creating a little bit of notation in your pelvis. Inhale to the north, feeling the upward rotation of the shoulder blades without lifting them. And Samastitihi, release all the apana. Inhale, looking for prana, looking for that animates. And with an exhale, Uttanasana, looking for the ground, grounding yourself. Inhale, halfway up, moving the pelvis away from the torso, bend your knees, hands on the ground, left foot back. In line with the left hand so that you understand clearly where the left is. Right foot back with an inhale, so you fill up the lungs with prana, and then you go forward and halfway down or all the way down to be the first one. Then forward and up, filling up the lungs on a back bend, and then you go back to downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So then we start to understand then how to practice yoga. What is yoga all about? What is the yamas? What are the niyamas? What is that practice of asanas that we're doing, the practice of pranayam, the prolongation of that life force? If we have control over the life force, why not to make it long? Why to keep it short? Why not to make sure that all the cells, all your molecules are getting that newness? All these new molecules that are coming from the new world, because it's a new world, it's not the old world is gone. It's still in your body in a form of an imprint. But what we want to do, according to the yogis, is move those imprints away by bringing new imprints. So the new imprints will move the old imprints out of the way. So you want to open up yourself to this new dimension. This new dimension so that you can understand this new format. The new format, so that's why we want to make sure that the inhales and the exhales are long, steady, and smooth. At the end of the exhale, with an inhale, step forward now with the left all the way in between the hands. And with your exhale, reach with the right heel to the back, firing up the right leg. Inhale, step forward. Now with the right, looking forward, moving the torso away from the pelvis. And with an exhale, relaxing and going down to earth, pressing earth with ease. Inhale, swing your arms without lifting the shoulder blades. You just rotate them. And with an exhale to your heart, looking for shifting to that new dimension. Inhale up to the north, high up. And with an exhale down to earth, sensing the earth, feeling the earth. Inhale, halfway up, opening up the heart, bend your knees, hands on the ground, you jump or you step back to chaturanga. That's right. Then forward and up, moving the shoulders now, aligning with your elbows and with your wrist, and then we go back to downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So we are looking for the how to be then kindness, bringing kindness into your practice, how to be kind, compassionate towards the self and towards others, how to be truthful in the practice. How can you be truthful there in your downward dog? Finding the balance between the right and the left, making sure that there is clear perception of that right and left, the front and the back, how to bring abundance abundance of ease, abundance of prana into the now, because that's part of the yamas, how to bring self-reliance. You are relying right now on your hands and your feet. Your internal organs are relying on your arms and your legs so that they can relax. If that inner architecture of the frame is faulty, the muscles will collapse or move in the wrong direction, and that will make your internal organs, which by the way they have emotions, to tighten up. And we don't want tight or internal organs. At the end of the exhale, bend the knees, step forward, a jump all the way in between the hands, flatten your back. So you know the words, trying to bring a curvature on your spine, and exhale, forehead to the shins. Pressing the ground with an inhale, swing your arms and feel the lifting of the shoulder blades, rotating, not lifting them up towards your ears. And exhale back to your heart. Samastitihi. Only 2 more. Inhale up to the north, rotation, upward rotation of the shoulder blades. Exhale, Uttanasana. Now keep the knees totally straight, so lift up the kneecaps. Inhale, halfway up, look forward, then move the pelvis back, bend your knees, hands on the ground, Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana with the inhale, lift up the chin. Yep, and go back to Dhanurya Dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So now we were paying attention now to emotions. What are the emotions? Because the breathing will help you with the emotions. So we want to identify right now all those fundamentals. There are 10 fundamentals emotions. Joy, that's right. Excitement, yes, sadness, anger, disgust, contempt, fear, shame, guilt. Yes. So you want to identify those emotions. Surprise, that's an emotion as well. So can you feel right now what is the dominant emotion? Are you going right now to the elevated emotions, or are you right now in the survival emotions? Yes, we have been in survival mode for quite a while. We've been surviving for the last 2 months, trying to release hormones that are helpful in a survival mode, but we're not in a survival mode anymore. We are right now in the construction mode. Right now we are constructing the new world. So pay attention and be clear about it. We have survived so far this new world. Let's start to build it up the way we want the world to be. At the end of the exhale, bend the knees, step forward, a jump all the way in between the hands. And with your exhale, flex the hip joints all the way. With an inhale, lift up to the north, high up, looking for enlightenment. And with an exhale, bring that light into your heart. Let's do one more of the 8. Following the inhale, lift. So feel the front side of the body lifting. And with an exhale, let's go to earth and relax on earth. Relax your head. You are on earth. You are in tamas. Inhale, halfway up. Bend your knees, hands on the ground, chaturanga with the length of the exhale. So you exhale and you go close to earth. Inhale, lifting up, opening up the heart, and go back to Dhanurya Dog. So we're going to concentrate today in that sacral chakra, Svadhisthana. Yes, that sacral chakra is symbolized by a lotus flower with a 6 petal and the color orange. But the key issues of that chakra, the key issues involve passion, pleasure, and enjoyment. And right now, I have a feeling that we're dealing with that. We're trying to identify how to practice passion within ourselves, how to practice pleasure and enjoyment in this controlled environment. Your environment is being controlled. You're not allowed to express passion or pleasure or enjoyment too much with the outside world. Some of you are very fortunate to have somebody where you can do that, but most are not, because we have been confined into reflection, because we have created a world that it was unsustainable. We could not sustain that world anymore. Therefore, we have a new opportunity to move from your ego to become eco. All of us with nature, can we be interrelated with the wholeness? So feel the inhales, feel the exhales, interrelate with the inhale and the exhale. At the end of the exhale, bend the knees and step forward and jump all the way in between the hands. Look forward, moving the torso forward, and with an exhale, move the torso down with your head and your shoulders. With an inhale, swing your arms, you lift up to the north, looking for light. And with an exhale, you go to your heart, Samastitihi. Good. Now stay there. We did 5 sun salutations. Relax your hands, relax your feet. Stay alert. Identify right now that lack of bias. Can you bring that lack of bias into you from above downward? Good. Now we're going to start to open up that chakra. So come to the front of me, open your eyes. You can come to the middle, Susan. Good. And now I want you to move your hands to your hips and make sure that then we maintain that alignment of your head with your pelvis with your feet. So there is, in a way, you want to broaden your shoulders and you want to stack your shoulders right over your hips. Now, shift the weight to the sole of the left foot, and now bend the right knee and lift up the right heel. And pause. Pause there. Keep the chin level. Maintain the back of your head aligned with your pelvis. Broad shoulders and stacking the shoulders right over your hips. And then pressing that foot, lift up the knee. Lift up the knee, steady. And feel then now with your right hand, grab the right shin and invite the right heel to move towards the inner left thigh. And I want you to dig the heel. You want to dig the heel because remember, it's a hip opener. So that right heel is going to press against the thigh bone on the left to open up, to create a little bit of the space element in that left hip socket. Once you feel that that is clear, bring both hands to your hips again. And then again, yet again, the back of your head aligning with your pelvis, broad shoulders, and stack your shoulders right over your hips. Once you feel that that is really clear, that there is no doubt, bring your palms together in front of your heart so that you can bring that mantra. That mantra, that Sthiram Sukham Asanam. So now I want you to pay attention to 2 muscles specifically. I want you to move your attention right now to that left quadricep. Make sure that the left quadricep is giving you stability. So there is a lot of effort there. But now I want you to move your awareness to the right buttocks and squeeze the muscles of the right buttocks so that you can move the right knee away from the body. The right buttocks muscle is an abductor. So it wants to abduct the leg. So if you squeeze that right buttocks, the right knee is going to be opening up. So you're going to be opening up the right groin. Remember, it's a hip opener. We're looking for that sacral chakra. We're looking for that second chakra, which is symbolized by that lotus flower with 6 petals and the color orange. Remember that the issues on that chakra are passion, pleasure, and enjoyment. It is a center of feelings and emotions. So can you feel, how does it feel right now? Can you pay attention to the emotions? What emotions do you feel? Joy, excitement, surprise, sadness, anger. That's right. Contempt, fear, disgust, shame, guilt. What do you feel right now? What is the dominant emotion? Are you going to elevated emotions or are you going to survival emotions? Are you going to emotions that the frequencies are faster, greater amount of energy, or are you going to emotions that are slower in frequency? that they have greater density, they are more tamasic. Now slowly bring that right knee forward, lift up the right knee higher than the right hip joint, and release the right foot in the ground. Relax your hands, and now observe what is the feeling. Observe right now the kindness within you, the compassion for the self and for the others, the truthfulness, the abundance, the self-reliance, continence. Now shift the weight to the right foot. Bend the left knee, lift up the left heel, but wait. There, look for the ease in the breathing. Stay alert and maintain, remember, the back of your head aligning with the pelvis. And broad the shoulders and stack them right over your hips. That's right. Now press in the right foot, lift up the left knee, and with your left hand grab the left shin and guide the left heel to move towards the inner right thigh. You're going to press the sole of the left foot against the inner right thigh, and the inner right thigh is going to press against the foot so that there is clarity, connection, and a relationship between effort and grace. Now move your hands to your hips, and now pay attention to the center of the pelvis, because that sacral chakra, that svadhisthana, is the one that involves passion, pleasure, and enjoyment. So we want to make sure that you are there. Once you feel that you are there, bring your palms together in front of your heart, sensing the oneness, because now you want to identify what are the scale of your emotions. Are you right now in your elevated emotions? By the way, you can bring those emotions up within you at any time. So the elevated emotions are wholeness, bliss, freedom, love, joy. The survival emotions are pain and lust. Yeah. So now there are other emotions that are with faster frequency, which are greater energy, like appreciation, gratitude, yeah, power, control, yeah. Or you can go to the slower frequency, the greater density emotions, which are mostly matter, which are anger, fear, guilt, shame, suffering, victimization. Engage now the right quadricep and the left buttocks. Start to abduct that left knee. Point with the inner left knee to the left side, and point with the left knee down towards earth. So if you point with the left knee down towards earth, the left heel is going to press against the inner right thigh, and it's going to open up sensations in that right groin. So what are the sensations? Can you lift up the pubic bone up? Beauty. Can you align the back of your head with your pelvis? Can you broaden your shoulders? Can you be your shoulders really stuck right over your hips? Point with the left knee to the left side, the left sitting bone to the front side, and move that left knee forward. Lift it up and release it. Release your hands and release the breath. So we're opening up the breath. We're feeling how to work with that pose. So we're doing hip openers, but before that we're going to do 3 sun salutations beat. So come to the front of your mat, and with an inhale, Utkatasana, chair pose, and with an exhale, Uttanasana, forward bend pose. With an inhale, halfway up, opening up the chest, so you learn how to open it up, and then Chaturanga Dandasana with your heart open. Upward dog, another chance to open up your heart, but you can open up your hands and your feet and go back to downward dog. Bring the right foot forward, rotate the left foot 45-degree angle, and with an inhale, swing your arms, opening up the armpits and opening up that left groin. And Chaturanga Dandasana, keeping your hands open, happy, collarbones open and happy, upward dog with grace. And go back to downward dog. Now you bring the left foot forward, you rotate the right, and pressing down with an inhale, lift up, opening up the armpits, opening up the right groin, and then Chaturanga Dandasana with your hands on earth. You plant your hands on earth. Upward dog, opening up the heart, planted on earth, and go back to downward dog. So remember, we're just shifting to another dimension. We are right now learning how to shift ourselves into a completely new dimension of experience and perception because it's a new world. It's a new world. I don't know about you, but for me, it's a completely new world. There are things of the past that I remember. There are things of the past that I missed, and I want to go back to them. But I realized that it's not there anymore. It's going to be different because the outside is different, because the inside is different. My inside is different. Now, the key is, can you observe the new you? Or are you still thinking that you're going to go to the normal? The normal is not there anymore. It's a new you. So can you look at yourself? Can you be compassionate to the self? Can you be compassionate to the self and to others? Can you continue sharing? Can you continue collaborating? Can you continue cooperating? Can you contribute to a new world? Your contribution is what the world needs. From ego to eco. All of us. At the end of the exhale, bend the knees, step forward and jump all the way between the hand. Relax your feet and exhale, relax your head and shoulders. Bend the knees, sit down, Utkatasana, relaxing your neck. And stand up, Samastitihi. 2 more. Inhale, Utkatasana, feel your Utkatasana. And with an exhale, Uttanasana, so connect with your unique exceptionalism. Inhale, halfway up. And Chaturanga Dandasana. Observe how you do the Chaturanga. Then forward and up, opening up the heart, fingers, toes, and go back to downward dog. Now rotate the right 45-degree angle and then bring the left foot forward, warrior one, so you can open up that right groin. And then you do Chaturanga with the length of the exhale, so you open up the length of the exhale. Inhale, opening up the length of the inhale, and go back to downward dog. Rotate and bring the opposite foot forward. Press down and lift up with ease, looking for the ease in life, not an easy life. And Chaturanga Dandasana, looking for the ease in life, looking for this Tira Sukham Asanam, upward dog, and go back to downward dog. So downward dog. So in the Yoga Sutras, they tell us that we need to hold the pose steady on a good space. That's the Tira Sukham Asanam. So the Tira tells us that we need to have a pose that is firm, that is compact, that is strong, that is static, steadfast, resolute, and courageous. So that's a little bit of the Stira. With the Sukha, which I love that word, Sukha, Sukhahara. With the Sukha, we're looking for happiness, for good, joyful, delightful, ease, agreeable, gentle, mild, and virtuous. Can you feel virtuous in your downward dog? Can you bring gentleness in your downward dog? Can you be mild? But can you be courageous, static, and strong? At the end of the exhale, step forward and jump all the way in between your hands. And with an exhale, flex at the hip joints all the way. Bend the knees, sit down, Utkatasana. And stand up, Samastitihi. Now, let's do something else, all right? Now, bring the right knee towards your chest, both hands in front of the right shin, fold it deeply, and cross now the right leg in front of the left thigh, and flex the foot. Pointing with that right knee to the right side, you place a foot on the thigh. Yep. And now, slowly, let's do Utkatasana like that. So bend that left knee, but now bring your palms together in front of your heart. So you keep the palms together in front of your heart and you sense yourself right now how we're opening up that sacral chakra. So the location is between the pubic bone and below the navel. The principle of that is expression of desire, enthusiasm, and creative imagination. So what are you imagining right now? What do you have enthusiasm for right now? What do you desire right now? Now, point with that right knee forward and down. Good. And gently lift up. Lift up that right knee up towards your chest. Both hands in front of the right knee. Move the right knee towards the right armpit and release the right foot down. Now let's do the same thing with the left side. Plant the right foot. Bring the left knee up towards your chest. Cross the left foot in front of the right thigh so that the left ankle joint is aligning with that right thigh bone. And then slowly flex the right knee as if you're doing Utkatasana. But now bring your palms together in front of your heart. This chakra is instrumental in developing flexibility in life, as it regulates the flow of emotions and thoughts. So now identify what is the dominant thought. What is the dominant emotion right now? Are you in the elevated emotions or are you in the survival emotions? See what is the level of the survival emotion that you have right now. What is the level of your pain? What is the level of your lust? Victimization, suffering, shame, guilt, those are slower frequency emotions. Or you can go to a little faster frequency, greater energy, more rajas in the emotion. Elevated emotion of will, power, control, appreciation, gratitude, joy, love, freedom, bliss, wholeness. They are inside of you. So feel it. Now go to the pelvis, open up, push that left knee away from the body. That's right. Sense it, relax your tongue, feel the water element. Yes. The immediate instinct of that emotions is emotions, creativity, sexuality, passion. And gently lift up. Good. Bring that left knee up towards your chest. Both hands in front of the left shin. Move it towards the left armpit and release it. Good. That's right. So we started to work on that guy. All right. So now let's get back into more hip openers. With an inhale, lift up to the north, Urdhva Hastasana. And with an exhale, go down to earth to Uttanasana. From the ordinary to the extraordinary. Inhale halfway up. And Chaturanga Dandasana with your exhale. Because we are confined in our lives only by the limits of your own belief. Upper dog. Yep. And then go back to downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. So now bring the right foot forward. Rotate the left foot. Good. Pivot on the ball of the left foot and bring the left heel to the ground. You can go to the side, Caesar. Good. So the right foot is forward. The left foot is on the back. The outer edge of the left foot parallel with the back side of your mat. Good. So once you feel that connection, move your right hand to the inside of the right foot and lift up the left arm up. Now we're going to use the same principle that we've been doing. Sthira, Sukham, Asanam. The poses need to be firm and happy. Now that's something, that's an emotion that you can bring right now. Can you observe what is the emotion? Right? So we want to open up our minds and we want to open up that pelvis. Now to open up the pelvis, you're going to do the same principle. This left quad, empower. You're going to empower and you're going to feel that strong. At the same time, the right buttocks you're gonna engage the right buttock so that the right sitting bone can move underneath the body. Now move your head back a little bit more. Good. And you're gonna feel right now that right buttocks engaging because the right buttocks wants to open up the right knee. Remember that we did that in tree pose? So the right buttocks is trying to open up the right knee away from the body. It's an abductor. The left quad really engaged. Sense that action. Now back bend a little bit more and slow. Left hand to the ground, right hand to the outside of the right foot back to plank, and then you go forward and down with ease. Beauty. Forward and up, opening of the heart, and then you go back to downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, come to plank. And with your exhale, now bring the left foot forward, all the way between the hands. Then you pivot on the ball of the right foot, you bring the outer edge of the right foot parallel with the back side of your mat, so you clear the body, you know where you are, and then you move the left hand to the inside of the left foot, and you lift up the right hand up. The same principle. First, sthira. Compact, strong, static, resolute, yes, and courageous. To open up the pelvis and to work with passion, emotions, and feelings, you better be courageous, all right? Because those are yours. And your emotions can affect other people. So be clear about it. So be virtuous, be gentle, be mild, be delightful. Now, right quad, really strong. So left kneecap. Feel that the right quad is pressing down and press the right foot down. Now, move the left sitting bone underneath the body. So squeeze the left buttock. So that way you open up the groin. Now, what's going on? What is the emotion right now? Are you going to the lower emotions, survival emotions? Can you go and bring it to a higher emotions of wholeness, of joy, of bliss, of love? Can you open up the groin? Can you feel the love in the groin? So open it up. Feel the back bend. Sense it. Listen to the inhales, listen to the exhales. Gather information about what's going on from within you right now. What tickles you in life? And slow. Right hand to the ground, left hand to the outside of the left foot back. And then forward and halfway down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Then go forward and up, upward dog. Feel the left in. And then go back to downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. So we are working on that sacral chakra. We're trying to identify then first, where is that chakra? It's above the pubic bone and below the navel. The principle of the chakra is expression of desire, enthusiasm, and creative imagination. The immediate instinct of that chakra are emotions, creativity, sexuality, and passion. Now, how is your passionate life right now? How is your sexual life right now? How is your creativity right now? Where are the emotions? Are you on elevated emotions or are you lowered emotions? The body parts that are components of these chakra are your ovaries or your testicles, kidneys, well, water element, yeah, uterus, and your lymphatic system, water, feel it, stay alert. Now slowly, at the end of the exhale, bend the knees, step forward and jump all the way between your hands. Yeah, move the torso forward, the pelvis to the back. And then with an exhale, fold and relax. With an inhale, lift up all the way up to the north, looking for the uppermost light from the sun to your heart. Good. Keep your arms alongside your body, relax and second. Chin level. Feel the water element in your mouth. Feel the water element in your bladder. Feel the water element in your inner thighs. Feel the water element wherever it is. Now open your eyes, come to the front and face this way. Yeah. Now slowly move your hands to your hips. I like to open up the pelvis in two formats. Alright, not only the front but also the back. So let's open up the pelvis in the back. So bend the knees as if you're sitting down in Utkatasana. That's right. Now shift the weight to the left foot and cross the right leg on top of the left thigh. And you're going to hook the foot behind the calf. That's right. And you stay there. You feel the connection. You're hugging your bones. So you're doing the opposite. We were working with abductors. Now we're going to work with adductors. Adductors. Move your arms forward in front of the shoulders. And now bring the right elbow underneath the left elbow. Flex your elbows and press your palms against each other. Now lift up your elbows shoulder level. And with an exhale, flex the hip joints forward and bring your elbows directly in front of the knee joints. Your forearms parallel to the ground. And I want you to pay attention right now to that chakra, the sacral chakra. So pay attention to the area above the pubic bone and below the navel. And observe the principle of that chakra. Is it the expression of desire? What do you have desire? What is your desire right now? What brings you right now enthusiasm? What creates for you imagination right now? Sense it. Be clear about it. When that chakra is in harmony, there is balance and ease. You become easygoing and you create healthy relationships. Whenever you're ready, lift up the torso, unwind your arms and unwind your legs. And feel what we're doing. We're working on that sacral chakra. Move your hands to your hips. Bend knees as if you're sitting down on Utkatasana and then crossing now the left on top of the right and hook that left foot behind the right calf. Feel the right foot solid. Stay alert with the inhale, stay alert with the exhale. So maintain the delightfulness of this moment and be courageous and resolute about it. Move your arms forward in front of the shoulders. Now bring the left elbow underneath the right elbow. You flex your elbows, you press your palms against each other. You lift up your elbows shoulder level and using the ease of the exhale, go forward and down. Bringing your elbows in front of your knee joints, forearms parallel to the ground. The sign of imbalance of that chakra is tension, is inner conflict, sexual problems, and instability. So we want to work with the water element because the water element is the element that we have the most. We have 72% of our body is composed of water and there are emotions there. So can you identify right now which emotions are the dominant right now? Are you in survival mode or are you in an elevated emotion mode? Can you feel right now the wholeness? Can you feel right now your bliss is there? Can you feel right now freedom? Can you feel right now love or joy? Can you feel appreciation? Can you feel gratitude? You can bring them up. You can bring the willpower, you control. Or you can also allow anger to take over. Perhaps if you feel the anger, release it. Fear, guilt, shame, suffering, victimization, pain, or loss. They are there. So feel how it feels. Maintain the practice of shifting ourselves into this completely new dimension of expression and perception. And gently lift up and unwind. That's right. Palms together in front of your heart. Samastiti. Yes. Yoga here and now. With an inhale, lift up your arms over your head to the north. And with an exhale, down to earth, to the south. With an inhale, halfway up, not in the north, not in the south. And with an exhale, downward dog. So you step back to downward dog, you jump to downward dog. So you feel your downward dog. So we were opening up the pelvis in different formats. Good, sense it. Now bring your knees to the ground. Cross the shins in the back and sit behind your heels and straighten your legs forward. Good. That's right. Now, with the help of your hands, move your hands inside of your knees. Lift up the inner knees. Bring the soles of your feet to touch and release your knees down. Press the heels against each other and move your hands behind your hip joint. Shift the weight to your hands. Lift up the pelvis and now move the pubic bone towards your heels. Remember the location of that chakra. Above the pubic bone and below the navel. And remember the principle. Expression of desire, enthusiasm, and creative imagination. With an inhale, lift your arms over your head, high up. And with an exhale, flex forward at the hip joints and release your hands in the ground. Now look at your hands and make sure that your hands are shoulder distance apart. So reorganize them, that's right. Stay there. Now anchor your hands and feel that stira. Hands firm, compact, strong, steadfast, resolute hands with courage. And now let's look for the sukha. Can you bring right now joy? Can you bring goodness? Can you bring right now agreeable feeling? Walk with your hands forward. Now push your knees away from each other. Good. Opening up the pelvis. Now look at your pelvis. Look at it. And start to identify right now, that's right, that sacral chakra that is symbolized by a lotus flower. Can you look at your lotus flower there with 6 petals and the color orange? Now observe right now what brings you passion right now. What brings you pleasure? What brings you enjoyment? And gently crawl with your hands back. With the help of the hands, lift up the knees. Separate your feet hip distance apart. Good. Right hand inside of the right knee, inside of the right leg. No, the outside of the leg. I'm sorry, it's outside of the leg, but the inside. Move the right hand underneath the right leg and grab the left ankle. And now move the left ankle to the outside of the right hip joint. With your left hand, grab the right ankle joint and move now that right ankle to the outside of the left hip joint. Right knee on top of the left knee. Steady, feel the breath. Keep the right hand holding the left foot. Keep your left hand holding the right foot. Inhale, broaden your chest. And with an exhale, come forward and down and bring your chin to hook into the knee. So move the chin to hook into the knee. And observe how we are moving from the ordinary to the extraordinary. It's a new world. So can you pay attention to it? Can you breathe right now? Can you learn how to activate emotions? How to go up to the elevated emotions of wholeness, of joy. Those elevated emotions, sense it. Feel the breath. Stay alert. Gather information about the inhales. Gather information about the exhales. Stay alert, sense it, and gently inhale, look up, and gently lift up. Good. Now, move your legs forward, straighten your legs. Inhale, lift up your arms over your head, and exhale, forward and down, Paschimottanasana. Uttanasana. Chin close to the chest, steady, feel it. Look at your navel. Look at your sacral chakra. Feel those signs of imbalance, tension, inner conflict, sexual problems, instability. Inhale, look forward, and gently lift up. Good. Now bend the knees. Separate your feet hip distance apart. Move now the left hand underneath the left leg. Grab the right ankle. Move the right heel to the outside of the left hip joint. With your right hand, grab the left ankle. Move that left hip joint to the outside of the right. Keep the right hand on the left foot, the left hand on the right. Keep that left knee on top of the right knee. Inhale, lift up with your chest, and exhale, forward and down. Chin hooking the knee. And feel what is your situation right now. Because our situation is unmasking the toxicity that we have created. But you have the ability right now to flow that toxicity out of your system. After all, that sacral chakra is primarily related to the water element. The body parts of that, remember, are ovaries or testicles, kidneys, uterus, the lymphatic system. Can you feel your kidneys right now? Can you observe right now? Feel if that chakra is in harmony. Signs of harmony is a balanced and easygoing, healthy relationship. Signs of disharmony are instability to express emotions. Feel the inhales, feel the exhales. Firm and happy, compact and good, joyful and strong, delightful and static. And inhale, leading with your heart, forward and up. And release, straighten your legs forward. Flex your feet. Inhale, lift up your arms over your head. And exhale, forward and down to Paschimottanasana, because it's a calming pose. And right now, remember, you're working with your emotions, with your expression of desire, with your enthusiasm, with your creative imagination. You're working also with your sexuality, with your passion. So sense it. Inhale, look up, and gently lift. Bend the knees, keep your feet flat in the ground, and then rounding your back, let's go flat on your back. Now keep your feet hip distance apart in front of your hip joint. That's right. Move your hands alongside your ears. And now let's express ourselves with all the colors. Preparing the hands and your feet, creating again the stira, firmness, compact, strong. Take a deep inhale. And with your exhale, lift all the way up. Good. Feel right now the groins. Can you pay attention right now to where your pubic bone is? Above the pubic bone and below your navel. Can you feel that action? Can you rock yourself back and forth? Steady. Feel it. Ah, nice. And gently tucking the chin. Land directed to the shoulder blades. Stay there and relax and feel right now how to be delightful. Now bring the right knee towards your chest. Good. Both hands in front of the right shin. Fold the right knee deep towards your right armpit. And now with the right hand inside of the right knee, index and middle finger, grab your right big toe. Now straighten up the right leg up towards the ceiling. Now straighten up the left leg to the ground. Flex the left foot, move your left hand to the left thigh, and with your exhale, open up the right leg to the far right. Holding with your index and middle finger, the right big toe, the left heel far away from your body, the right heel far away from the right sitting bone. Now, can you identify right now, and can you bring your emotions to a higher level? Can you identify right now joy? Can you identify right now love? Can you identify freedom, bliss, wholeness? Right now, under the circumstances. And gently lift up. Good. And slowly bend the right knee and release the right foot in the ground. Bend the left knee, bring the left knee towards your chest, both hands in front of the left shin, fold it, move the left knee towards the left armpit. Get left hand inside of the left knee, index and middle finger, grab your left big toe, straighten it up with an inhale. With your exhale, straighten up the right. Take a deep inhale, right hand to the right thigh, and with an exhale, open up the left leg to the left side. Opening up the groin. Opening up again that Svadhisthana chakra, sacral chakra, to improve yourself, because you are your best teacher and you are your best healer. And you have right now a really good opportunity to start all over again, because the world changed. Either you want it or not, the world changed. So we're not going back to the normal. It's about us creating the new normal. So prepare that chakra. What is new? Sense it. Be clear about it. No doubt about it. And gently lift up. And slowly bend the knee and release that left foot in the ground. Prepare your hands, palms facing down, alongside your body. Bring the knees to your chest. And pressing your hands down, lift up the pelvis, move the legs over your head, and we're coming to Halasana, and that will be our inversion. So our inversion will be Halasana. Toes touching the ground, hands in the ground, palms facing down. Good. And now feel that relationship between effort and grace. Bring right now kindness, compassion to yourself and the others. Can you bring right now truthfulness? Can you bring right now abundance within you? Can you bring right now continence? Can you bring right now self-reliance? So you can bring the best of life, you can bring it from within you. Yes, life begins from within you. And if you can control energy, then you can control life from within you. Then you transform the outside. You become the change that you want to see on the outside. That's what Gandhi said. That's why we need to learn how to contribute to the newness. How can you contribute to make things better? Yes, of course, I want you to contribute towards the class. Your effort is the one that's going to make the class going. You're making the class. You're making this moment happen. You and I and us, we are making this happen. So we need to contribute to one another. I'll give you my offering. You contribute. Contribute by sharing with friends, sharing with people that you love, sharing this wellness practice towards others. And in the financial place, you contribute with as much as you can or as little as you can, but contribute. Contribute with good thoughts, with good emotions. Contribute with something, because you're making this happen. And whenever you're ready, start slowly bending the knees, bring the knees to your chest, and start to come down one vertebra at a time, sensing that you're coming down with control. So you use your hands to control the breathing. Yes, it's the yoga of control. Good. Once you release your feet to the ground, sense it. Good. You stay there, you sense how does it feel? What is the feeling of the now? What is the feeling in your pelvis? What is the emotion? What is the expression of desire? What is the enthusiasm and the creative imagination. Forehead and knee towards each other. Rock yourself back and forth. Come up to a seated position. Cross your legs, chin level. Good. Palms together in front of your heart. We tell each other, Namaste. Thank you for coming to class. Thank you for your contribution.